Okay, welcome to the call, you guys. We are going to dive in, and the topic today is on duplication. And when I started reading through, I'm going to ask you guys 6 questions. So I want you to get a pencil and paper out, and I want you to really take inventory. So today, it's not the first of the month or end of the month, whichever you do inventory. I guess you do inventory at the end of the month. So we're approaching the end of the month. So we're going to take inventory of ourselves. And, as I look at myself saying, okay, where am I right now? And probably most of us aren't where we want to be, but we have an idea of where we want to go. Does everybody on this call have an idea of where you want to be by year end? Yes, raise your hand if you do. All right, so I think everybody's got their hand raised. And so I want us to say, okay, have a clear picture of where I want to be. Really take a hard look now today, where am I? And what we're looking at today is we're looking at chapter 9 in the book, where she talks about duplication. And she said, if we're really going to make it happen and get to where we want to go, it's all really based on duplication. How well are we duplicating ourselves? And the other day I was looking up, somebody had asked me a question on the difference between network marketing and multi-level marketing. And so I thought, you know what? I don't know that I really could explain that. So when I went and looked at the definition between at least what I read, between network marketing and multi-level marketing was duplication. It's duplication on steroids. So not only do we want to be just networking with people, getting customers and distributors, but we want to take it to the whole next level, and that's multi-level marketing, in that not only are we attracting customers and distributors, but our distributors are attracting customers and distributors. That's how we know how good of a leader we are. If we're attracting customers and we're attracting distributors, we're a good leader. But if we take it up a notch and our distributors are attracting customers and distributors, we've duplicated ourselves, and consequently, we're becoming great leaders. Make sense? So our conversations today, we want to go beyond just being a leader. We want to become great leaders in this business. And that boils down to our duplication. So I'm going to ask us 6 questions in regard to how well are you duplicating yourself? Would you want 20 distributors of you on your team? And where would your team be? So that's what I want us to really kind of think about. All right, so here is, let me share my screen with you guys, and we're going to dive in. And what I want you to do is rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. How well am I doing when it comes to duplicating? It's all about duplication. And let me read what, what's her name? What Remy says. She said, growing a successful team and a lucrative income requires duplication. This means adding customers and business partners who in turn add customers and business partners. The million-dollar question then, and the one I hear all the time, is how do you duplicate? It's simpler than you think, and the more complicated you make it, the slower you grow. So let's talk about how to keep it simple and multiply. As I've affectionately referred to my team, like bunnies in love. So let's be duplicators. But first we got to make sure we're duplicatable. So first and foremost, let me ask this question. Are you constantly adding to your prospect list on a daily basis? And I want to tell you what has heightened my awareness on this very point is using Teamsy, because there's a box in Teamsy that every day, if I want to build and grow to the level of the goals that I put in Teamsy, and Teamsy is, if you're new and aren't sure what Teamsy is, it's a tracking system to track your activities. It challenges me every single day to add somebody new to my prospect list. And that simple reminder has gotten me in a habit of really doing my best to add somebody every day. You know, think about, who did I see this weekend? I saw some people. I was at an anniversary party this weekend, and so I saw some people there. And so I've got to get them added today. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how well are you adding at least one prospect a day to your prospect list? You know, we're keeping, what I like to say, we're keeping the pipeline flowing by adding prospects on a daily basis. Not that you have to connect with them. This is simply adding names. When we get started in this business, you guys, we personally need to have done it. If we haven't, stop right now and do it. That's your homework this week. But when we're launching new distributors, we got to make sure that they start out with at least 50 names on their memory jogger. That should be literally one of the very first things we have them do. Because we have to start, you know, with talking to people. And if we don't know who we're going to talk to, we're going to be wasting time every time we sit down to work. So 1 to 10, how are you doing when it comes to adding new prospects to your list on a daily basis? Number 2, are you connecting with people and following up with them daily? So every single day, I just say, if you want to be a great distributor and you want to attract and duplicate great distributors, you have to work this business every day. Now, I'm not saying you got to work it. Look at Karen. Karen's on vacation. She's taken 30 minutes out to be on this call with us. That right there is absolutely a duplicatable activity that she's demonstrating to her team. And that is working the business. Not that you have to work it on vacation, but wow, what a powerful statement she's making. So are you connecting with people every single day? And, you know, sometimes on vacation, though, is we get an opportunity to be in front of people we're not usually in front of. So take advantage of that. And then the question, which I think is so this one's going to have 2 parts. Then, are you following up? And do you have a system to help you follow up so nobody falls through the cracks? So think about that. Do I have a system? So 1 is, am I following up on a daily basis? Am I following up? And do I have a system that works for me? 3 parts for number 2. 1 to 10, how are you doing? And would you want that activity duplicated? All right, number 3, are you inviting people interested in the business to a 3-way call with your upline, or inviting them to events, or simply asking them to be part of your team? And how's your verbiage? Do you feel like I've got good verbiage, or no, you know what? I kind of stumble and fall over myself. I'm not comfortable in that process of asking someone to join me on this mission, or to do a 3-way call, or to come to an event. How are you doing with your verbiage? And so 2 parts to this. Are you doing that activity, and where do you rate yourself on your verbiage? All right, point number 4, and then we're gonna open this up and talk about it once we get through these. Question 4, are you adding people who aren't interested in the business as customers or referral sources? Now, if you guys have read any of this book, Remy talks about, am I saying her? Yeah, Rami, I'm calling her Remy, it's Rami. Rami talks about, she always approaches people from the business from the get-go. And I always tell both my product and my story but I probably am not as aggressive as what I could be or should be. And we're getting these points are coming from someone who makes $1 million a year at a network marketing or multi-level marketing business. So she doesn't shy away from asking people to join us on this mission, to join her on her mission. And then if then it's no, then she brings in, well, let's at least get you started on the product. And who else do you know needs this with you? We all need it. So let me hear y'all's thoughts. That's probably my weakest out of all of this. And I've got to get better at that. All right, number 5, are you getting paid on your activity? A lot of times we, in our minds, are thinking about Juice Plus, but we're not actually doing the activities that we get paid on. And those few activities literally really is just one. And that's talking to people, following up with people, inviting people. It's those conversations that we're having with people to bring them along. I was on the phone earlier with somebody, a distributor, and we were just kind of processing how she could help one of her distributors. And she said, you know, I've asked him about that. And he said, well, I've asked a few people if they're interested in Juice Plus. And I think where the disconnect was there was the fact that one time you asked someone, they didn't seem interested, I'll put it behind me. And what I just read the other day was 10 years ago, it took about 4 exposures to get someone to buy any product, not just Juice Plus. Today it's 16. 16, that's what I read. I can't remember where I read it. So I'm sitting here thinking, if we're gonna get discouraged, and that's something, I think if you're on this call, you don't get discouraged easily. And I think if you're on this call, you're one of the ones who continues to go back, continues to drip. But here's the question, is your team doing that? And do they understand this is just par for the course? This is part of it. And that we better have a really good system of follow-up. If it's gonna take 1 to 16 times to get somebody to say, yes, I wanna join you on your team. Yes, I need some Juice Plus. In that same conversation, the distributor I was talking to, she said, you know, she had someone come up, sit down by her at church and say, okay, I'm ready to get started again on Juice Plus. Why? Because she kept that relationship and she kept reaching back out to this person. So are you doing the activity? I kind of got sidetracked there. Are you doing the activity that you need to be doing to get paid? And that literally is connecting, building those relationships, circling back around, having those conversations with people. Even if they're not about Juice Plus, it's still keeping the communications open with people and letting them know you care. Because and I said, well, what did your prior, you know, this customer who circled back around, what'd she say? And she said, we feel horrible, and we know we need this. So thank you for being that reminder, because I never thought that person would be, okay, thank you. That person would be ever interested in Juice Plus again based on, you know, things that they had said, but yet they knew who to go to. So when people need us, do they still have your number? Do they still remember you? Do they still know you're on this mission? And then lastly, are you having fun? Because you know what, if we're not having fun with what we're doing and people can't sense that, feel that, hear that, feel the excitement, that you still can't wait to get up in the morning, you still can't wait to get at it, you still can't wait to talk to people, you still are passionate as you were at day one about this product and about this business, and you are having the time of your life building and growing a business, building and growing yourself personally, building and growing your paycheck, you know what? People sense that, they feel that, and they are attracted to that. Is that what we're duplicating? Are we duplicating excitement, fun? You guys, everybody on this call needs to be going to conference. And by gosh, you better be bringing someone with you. Are you pumped about it? Are you excited about it? Who's going to be on the boat with us? Who's going to have a blast on Thursday night as we're together as a team, as a community, coming together, deepening those relationships? You guys, sometimes it's a sideline person that really can be there for a source of encouragement to us. And what a better time than to come together as a team and to really lock arms together and to grow. And you know what? How much fun is it going to be taking pictures showing everybody of the fun we're having on that boat? And that they need to be with us next year if they don't come. So if you're not having fun, then let's circle back around and say, okay, what's changed? You know, do I need to take a look at my why? I loved it that Allison left me a boxer as a reminder. She was kind of reminding herself, but also reminding us. And I thought, you know, Allison, that was a great message you left me on Boxer is if we're not having fun, if we're struggling, and we all do from time to time, let's circle back around and say, okay, you know, what's gone wrong? Why am I not having fun at this? And how can I remedy it? And how can I change it? Because if I'm having fun, I'm going to attract people. If I'm not, I won't. If it looks like just a job or a chore, people already have jobs. People already have chores they got to do. But they're looking for fun. They're looking for community. They are looking for money. You know, they're looking for help. They're looking for inspiration. They're looking to be an inspiration. So are we having fun? And are we loving what we're doing? All right. So I'm going to stop the share. And let me hear from you guys. Let me see. I've got a couple of people made mention of something. Brenda, you've written exposure quote from Tony Robbins. You got that handy?
He was the one who said it went from 4 to 16.
Oh, wow. I can't believe you found that.
Well, I remember I listened to it. It was part of that podcast.
Well, okay. I couldn't remember if I read it or I heard it. No, that's a pretty amazing, Brenda.
That stuff sticks in
my
head.
I know you felt like your brain has been mush these days, but obviously not.